So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on Ericsson Empowering Girls Scholarship Program 2022. So we are conducting this today is a very special day. Why we are conducting this webinar today, as this day marks the International Day of Girl Child, and the Ericsson scholarship is specifically for girls. So we are conducting this webinar today. We have with us Ms. Priyanka Anand, Head of HR for Ericsson SE Asia, Oceania and India, Mr. Saharsh David, CSR Head at Ericsson, Ms. Bhavna Singh, Program Coordinator for this project, Mr. Ashish Jha, the Chief of Content and Communication Strategy, Mr. Nipun Grover, the Project Lead at Operations at Body for Study, and Mr. Amanjot Singh, AVP Operations, and myself, Shruti, the Content member from the Body for Study team. So welcome all of you for this webinar.
Thank you.
So without wasting any time, I would just give it over to Mr. Ashish to take it forward.
Thank you, Shruti, and a very warm welcome to all of you, Mr. Saharsh David, Ms. Priyanka Anand, Amanjot, Nipun, Bhavna, and all the students who are watching us live on this webinar today. Today is the special day, as Shruti also mentioned, and we are privileged to have this scholarship launched on our platform. Already it is, the applications are open. The scholarship is for specifically for girl students who are pursuing their engineering and MBA program. The scholarship is running now for the second year. Last year also we did and successfully supported more than 100 students of engineering and MBA in MBA courses. So today we are going to discuss more about the scholarship program, the details of it. And before we begin to do that, we have Ms. Priyanka Anand. We'll be talking about, Ms. Anand, a very warm welcome to you first. Ma'am, we are doing this program for the second year now. Tell us what is the vision and objective behind this program, specifically for girl students, and you are supporting those students who are in particular streams of engineering program, and also those who are in MBA program at a PG level. Yes.
Thank you, Ashish. Great question. I'll really request all of you to call me Priyanka because I love my name. I don't like the word ma'am so much. I love Priyanka as a name much more than the ma'am, right? So
that's great. Thank
anybody
you.
who talks to me, I would prefer that, to keep it that way. But coming to your question, Ashish, and I will start a bit from what's very core and dear to my heart. And to me, girls in ICT is one thing that I really live passionately because I've been associated to the tech industry for more than 2.5 decades now, right? I've done various HR roles with IT, telecom, and consulting firms. So I've been fortunate to be in the telecom and technology industry. However, it's always been HR and not being a hardcore techie. So I've done everything possible to embrace technology as much as I can. But if I look back at my own life and my own career journey, I still remember the time when me and my brother were trying to pick up our streams of education, right? And then we decided, so my brother was very clear he wanted to do engineering. And I had this mindset saying, I can't sit without a computer. Computer is not really meant for me as a person. I can work much better with people. I can work with people. I can make people work. That was me as a child, right? Telling my father, I'm not going to do an engineering course. And then we went different ways. I did my master's in HR and my brother pursued his engineering. I look back at life today. I think if I was to rewind and go back 25 years in down my life journey, I would definitely challenge that mindset, because imagine being an HR professional, having had a technology degree would make me far more I would say immerse in what the technology offers to us as individuals, right? So it has been a tough journey so far trying to embrace technology, but I also feel fortunate that I could create that convergence. So Ashish, a long context to your question, but I personally feel ICT is one area which has a lot of biases and taboo about why and why not should it be the right sphere or area of specialization for women. But there's always two approaches to life one can take. One is you keep regretting what you didn't do in your past. Other is frame your future with the right mindset. And then what I did was, I have been fortunate to be blessed with an amazing daughter. And we've always had conversations about what should her career be. And I can proudly say that she's in her final semester of engineering in computer science now. And I just feel it was so good to see her challenging a bit of the biases that society has, bit of my own limitations when I was growing up in my mind, and really bring it out the best in terms of, a convergence of somebody who could both be a progressive mindset individual, but also leverage and unleash technology to bring it back. So my whole expectation from this cohort and audience here is dream big and believe all the challenges are in your mind, but there is yet to be a problem that I've experienced in my life that doesn't have a solution, or a dream that you can't fulfill unless you don't want it badly enough. So if you want to make it happen, ICT is just another field that will open up a Pandora of opportunities. Why it becomes more relevant now is because it's all about technology, right? Whether it's our daily lives, whether it's our whole ecosystem, whether it's any job that we do from finance to HR, it's all about technology. So starting from ICT gives you a better foundation, and then you can pivot into various other roles where you want to really specialize in. I'm not saying it's only technology, but technology becoming the foundation opens up more opportunities and better perspectives for you guys. So that would be my perspective, Ashish.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka, for sharing your first of all your inspirational journey, wherein not so techie kind of dreams that you had, and then working with Ericsson, which is primarily into ICT and enabling people to communicate via technology. So when you talked about your story, and you shared that your daughter is now pursuing engineering program. So definitely there has been a generational shift in how people opt for different career options, and lots of gender bias has also now we have come over those gender biases. Now, what are some of the key challenges you still see among girls who wish to or are trying to pursue first their education in this engineering or technology related subjects or STEM related subjects, and then the challenges that they face while entering and sustaining into their career in this field?
Right.
Still, yeah.
Right, Ashish. And again, to me, I don't want to be oblivious of the reality. The reality is women in STEM, women in technology is a big, big vacuum even today. In spite of best of our intents, efforts, and the society evolving, the mindset's changing, and a lot of opportunities being made available to women and girls, we still see a very dismal proportion of women in the STEM field, right? If you look at even the WHO reports, if you look at lots of other World Bank statistics, they show that women in STEM is one of the biggest challenges the world is grappling with. It's not just an India challenge. It's a global.
So just 42% of the girls, just 42% of the girls in STEM subjects as compared to boys, which are close to 60% in India.
Correct. And look at women. So today at Ericsson, in spite of best of our efforts, we only have 19-20% of women representing leadership positions within Ericsson. And for the whole population, still only 22%. So in spite of best of our intent, opportunities, making real investments in increasing the number of women, we're still seeing a very slow progress. And to me, I think to your question, Ashish, the limitations to me is all starts in the mind, right? It's just that we've chosen to believe some stereotypes. And that I feel is a bit of the reason why it's taking us longer. It's bound to break loose very quickly. I just feel it's a change which is inevitable. We will very soon see women doing so. Today morning, just scanning through LinkedIn, I was seeing an article that the last 10 years, 140 startups that became the leading startups in Sweden out of, I don't know how many, were initiated by women. 140 of them. So I'm just saying there's such promising statistics everywhere. There are organizations which are talking about how diversity is not just about things to be done on the side, but being inclusive has a profound impact, not just on the financial performance, but also on the innovation that we can create. So being inclusive and getting a better representation also sparks so much of creativity. So the challenge to me is a bit about how we believe it's too hard to get, which is really not the case at all. Women, if they put their hearts and soul into something, I don't think we the men can even compete. And sorry for all the audience here, which are men. I'm not even demeaning anyone, but when it comes to multitasking, when it comes to really putting your passion behind something and giving, something shape, size of or a form from which is much bigger than what people will imagine, it does happen. So to me, the change has to begin with me is my biggest feeling. So unless we live the change, unless we bring that change to our forefront, it's never going to make the impact we want to see in the society, in our own families, in the circle that we interact with, in the roles that we do. And to me, that's one. So it's got to start to think and change from our perspective. Secondly, role model the change. So one very clear belief I have is be the change you want to see. So don't talk about changes that somebody else will drive for you. So women in STEM have to happen. All of us have to make an impact within our own circle of influence from where we are coming from.
Correct.
And the third I would say is it's a real thing about pragmatic optimism. I'm optimistic of the change because the change is bound to happen. But pragmatically, I'm also conscious that organizations like ours and society like ours has to really make concentrated efforts towards bringing that change, right? It cannot happen on its own. So sitting in our own spots, hoping the change will happen is a bit like a failed strategy. For the change to happen, all of us as a society, as corporates, as individuals have to believe, invest and commit to the change.
Right. Thank you for those insights, Priyanka. In fact, more and more we, as corporates and companies grow inclusive, definitely there are going to be more space for women and probably equal space for women in very near future. We have seen women at every stage, every kind of stage of their life are breaking now barriers. The recent is much talked about company Nykaa, which is led by its founder Falguni Nair, right? So it's a latest unicorn in India's startup story. So yes, thank you for sharing those insights, Priyanka. With this, just let me introduce this scholarship again to our audience who are watching us live. Just a few details about this scholarship program that we have been talking now. It's Ericsson Empowering Girls Scholarship, which is meant for girls pursuing engineering and MBA programs. The scholarship started last year, wherein 100 girl students were supported. And again, this year, more than it's about 140 students that that Ericsson, Buddy for Study, along with Ericsson, looks to find and support in their respective professional programs. So for engineering program, the eligibility is that girls students must be studying in their second year of engineering program with ICT streams. ICT means information communication and technology streams. And the family income of the applicant should be less than ₹6 lakh. That is the precise criteria for the students who are pursuing engineering programs. And it's going to be like multi-year support system wherein students are going to get 75,000 per year. And for MBA students who are now pursuing second year of their program, it's again they must have a family income of less than ₹6 lakh, and they must have scored 6.5 GPA or equivalent marks in their previous final examination. Again, since MBA is a 2-year course, so and second year students are invited to apply for this scholarship program. So scholarship amount is going to be 75,000 for their second year program. So with this, I now invite, we are obviously going to come back to Saharsh and Priyanka for some more thoughts. But before that, I would
Ashish,
like,
if I may add,
yes, sure.
If I may add for the audience, what is more important is that once you're selected in the second year and after going through the selection round, you're part of Ericsson family for next 3 years. So your second year, third year, fourth year, all get covered in this scholarship. So it's not that you're getting it for 1 year, but it helps complete your engineering degree fully.
Correct.
At the same time, we expect you to score about 6.5 GPGA. Then next year, there is no question asked. Your scholarship automatically gets renewed.
Correct. So provided you upload those relevant documents, yeah, correct. Thank you, Saharsh, for adding this.
Yeah. So that's the idea is that it should help the girls focus on education more and worry less about the financials around your education and continue to contribute in ICT.
Right. Thank you, Saharsh. So I would now like to invite Mr. Nipun Grover, who would be presenting to us and to the audience as to how the applications can be done for this particular scholarship program. So over to you, Nipun.
Sure. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Sarash and Priyanka, for sharing your insight about the scholarship. So I would like to present my screen and like to show the application process to our audience now. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, Nipun.
Okay. So for our audience, it is very simple to to apply for this scholarship. You just have to write Ericsson in the search box. And you can click on the first option. It is the brand page which you can see where every information is already available. So as we told you that in the eligibility criteria is already informed by the Ashish to you, all of you. So just click on the view details before applying for the scholarship. I would request everyone to again go through the eligibility criteria and benefits. And eligibility criteria is already informed. So I would like to talk about the documents now. So these are the documents which you need to upload in the application form in terms of soft copy. So documents you need: Aadhaar card, passport size photograph, income proof, proof of admission to your college, current year academic fee receipt. So current year we means to say the second year, and bank account details plus the mark sheet of your first year. So for this engineering scholarship, you just need to apply, click on apply now button.
Yeah, just to add, Nipun, what Nipun is saying, bank account details is required just to ensure that if you are selected for the scholarship program, the money is transferred to your bank account directly without any hassle.
Right. Thank you. So just click on start application button. And the application form is very simple and divided into four parts, right? So first part is student personal details. So here you have to enter the personal details like first name, last name, mobile number, WhatsApp number. WhatsApp number we are asking because it's very convenient to connect with the students through WhatsApp. Date of birth, gender. This scholarship is only for female candidates. Then category, Aadhaar number, family, annual income. So this is annual income of your family. If your father and mother both are working and earning, so just add on their income, annual income, and write here. And your permanent address, in case the permanent address is same, so you can click on this checkbox. Otherwise, you can add your correspondence address as well. And then click on save and continue button. So just ensure that this green tick should be there. So that means that you have successfully completed this section, one particular section. Then in the education details, so the present class of the applicant is graduation. So we are asking two details, graduation and class 12 details from the applicants. So for graduation, you have to enter your degree, stream, course duration, institute type, whether it's a government, private or government aided institute, your current academic year, which is supposed to be second year because second year candidates are eligible for this scholarship, and your current academic semester, state, district. You'll select the state, district, and you'll get the list of institute in that particular district. In case you'll not find your institute, you can click on other and write the name of your institute in the other section. Then your total course fee and the passing year of your course, right? Once you'll submit this information, just click on save. And similarly, you have to fill your class 12th information as well. So in the class 12th, we are asking your class 12th marks you have scored. First of all, the board from which you have pursued your class 12, stream, whether it was PCB, PCMB, and or commerce. Institute type, again the same in state, district, and institute name, passing year, and the total marks you have scored, right? Like you have obtained 450 out of 600, then your percentage should be 75. This is the kind of indicator for you to ensure that you are entering the right marks which you have obtained and to enter your right percentage. Just click on save button. Again, you should see the checkbox here, green checkbox. Then you have to enter your family member details, right? So you have to enter your father and mother details. In case there is no income of a family member, you just have to write 0. Instead of writing any income, you can write 0. So very minimal details you are asking about your family. Its name, their mobile number, annual income, your relation with this person, and the occupation of your family member. It's a whether it's a daily wage worker, driver, government employee. So there is a list. In case you will not find any occupation here, you can click on others and type the occupation of a family member. Similarly for the other family member as well. And then you have to click on checkbox button, save button, and it will get saved. Now you have to upload the documents. It's a very important step. Please ensure that the documents which you are uploading are in primarily in two format only, PDF or JPEG format, and the file size should not exceed 1 MB. Right? In case your document is having like you can reduce the size and then upload. Then passport size photograph, Aadhaar card. There is a special instruction here to upload both front side and back side of Aadhaar card. Right? Sometimes students only upload the front side, so we need the back side of the Aadhaar card as well. Income proof. So there's the options of whatever options which we are the documents which are accepting as an income proof is written here, like Form 16, income certificate issued by the government authority, or the salary slip of your father or mother, bank passbook. In case of in case you do not have a bank passbook, you can upload the cancelled check. So we should have a complete details, account details on the document. Proof of admission, college or university ID card, or a bona fide certificate you can upload as a proof of admission. Latest college receipt, fee structure, first year graduation mark sheet, and class 12th mark sheet plus crisis document. So that's a not applicable. It's a non-mandatory document. In case you have a crisis at your home, right, and in your family, so you can upload any crisis document like death certificate, job loss, or an orphan certificate in case of any crisis. So you need to upload these documents and click on save button. Bank details, as right now Ashish told us that the scholarship will directly get transferred to your bank account. So we need the students, applicants bank detail only. And it's very simple details you have to write: account holder name, number, IFSC code. Bank and branch name will get picked automatically from the IFSC code which you will enter. So ensure that you are entering the right IFSC code here. Plus, we have few questions asked by the applicants to analyze the application, because we will be receiving a lot of application. Last year also we received a lot of application. So these more about yourself section actually gives us to identify the need and the to actually evaluate the applications which the applicants have filled. So you have to enter your first year final score. Are you getting any kind of government or private scholarship? Just enter that. In case of any disability or specially able child, so they have to select the appropriate option. In case of any crisis, you can select the crisis. Number of siblings pursuing studies. In case you have one sibling pursuing study, you can select one. If none of them is studying right now, you can select none. Tell us about your career aspiration and how this scholarship will help you. This answer to this question should not be more than 300 words. Describe your financial need to this scholarship. How did you get to know about this scholarship? Through Buddy for Study, radio, referred by a friend or something. I would request everyone to fill this form. Like take your time. It's nothing like that. You have to fill this form in one go. In case you are filling one section, you can save and fill the other section on other day. But ensure that you are filling this form along with your parents or like to answer these questions or to fill each and every details very properly. Right.
Thank you. Thank you, Nipun. Thank you. Thank you for sharing the details. And the most important thing is that before submission of the application form, you must preview once. There is a button there. So must preview and then see if you have filled in all the information correctly, and then you can submit. So thank you, Nipun, for sharing all those details. So there are many questions also coming in on our social media platform now.
Yes,
but before taking up those questions, Shruti, let me go back again to Priyanka and Saharsh for a very quick question. Since we are talking about this scholarship program, and this is related to supporting girl students in shaping their career, not only the educational program, because they are connected now with Ericsson. They become part of the Ericsson family once they receive such support from the Ericsson. Now, my question to you, Priyanka, is that since we have seen Ericsson taking pioneering steps in advancing technology in the field of ICT, right? And there has been evolution of technology, especially in last decade. Now we are talking about 5G technologies, and evolution is taking place very rapidly. Now, in this evolving culture, what is your message to the girl students, to the students generally, and the girl students specifically, how they should prepare themselves for this evolving set of challenges, and along with those to explore the new opportunities?
Sure. So I think before I think I'll just do a bit of a context setting for everybody in the audience here, Ashish.
Yes.
Number one, Ericsson has been pivotal towards commitments in making an impact for girls in ICT. And largely for the last 9 years, right, we've been organizing this entire initiative called Girls in ICT. And we sincerely feel that, we will be more than supportive of more women who should come and join the ICT talent pool. And we are partnering and investing in many ways to be able to make an impact as an organization, right? And like you previously also said, there's a serious gender gap in ICT. And the only way we can address it is by catching them young. And hence you see our entire commitment in this entire program as Ericsson to be able to get more women to be interested, and we invest in getting them learning opportunities, right? So we've been celebrating these Girls in ICT on 28th of April as a company for many, many years now. And we've also been talking about what has inspired women who are working with us to pursue a career in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, right? So to me, I think everybody has to be more curious and leverage on organizations with the likes of Ericsson, who clearly make the right level of investments and commitment towards making their dreams a reality. And we firmly as an organization believe that, as Ericsson, we have a huge belief in the fact that diverse, inclusive teams drive performance and innovation. That's written on the background of your wallpaper as well, Ashish, right? So innovation really happens when we get diversity in the employee base, and then we see more women, and we also see greater business value coming from those commitments, right? So we know that diversity encompasses a wide range of different factors, but what it brings to us as an organization and as a society is cognitive perspectives, education, work experiences, personal life experiences, and all in addition to individual backgrounds, which is race, gender, ethnicity, sexual orientation. So those things easily come. So I would just wrap up by saying that, by engaging participants or girls in ICT, we are doing our bit to make opportunities more available, more visible to the women and the cohort here. But all of you also have to take the required initiatives and the efforts to consider careers in ICT. And to me, Ericsson will be promoting the potential future as a potential future employer, lots of ways in which you can familiarize yourself with ICT, get opportunities to work, expose yourself, like Sahar said, it's a 3-year intervention. And we'll expand our whole horizon by giving people opportunity internally and externally to collaborate and create a bigger commitment towards gender parity and equality overall. So Ericsson stands tall. We will do everything possible to support everybody in the cohort here. But like I said, at the end, the change starts with you. So if you want to see the change, make it happen by raising your hand.
Very, very specific question, Priyanka. When you are saying that you should prepare yourself, you should take efforts. Now, any specific suggestions, what efforts they should take? Because these are all freshers. They are just studying. They don't know how industry has changed over last 10 years and how it is going to be, right, in next 10 years. So what is those specific efforts that students now need to take towards entering into ICT and facing those challenges, corporate challenges, or the industry challenges that are there?
Sure. So again, to me, what's important, like you always have to stay hungry and stay curious. So be curious and hungry about what you can learn. Familiarize yourself with cutting edge technologies. And Ericsson has been pioneer in bringing a lot of new technologies into the entire technology ecosystem, right? So when you start to partner in these kind of programs, you get the opportunity of getting yourself exposed to newer technologies, making, again, the learning from books and classrooms into the real labs happens with Ericsson partnership again. And coming back to my whole take is, once you invest in yourself, you're curious, you bring those learnings into real tangible outcomes of how you can take those learnings from classrooms into the corporates. Then at Ericsson, we are doing a lot of efforts towards gender biases being removed from the hiring processes, making roles like, we have a campus graduate hiring program where 50% of the graduates that we hire from the campuses are all women. So if
Wow, that's great.
all of them are committed towards making the right impact and investment and embrace learning and embrace new technologies with open arms, open mind, then the world is opening up doors of opportunities everywhere for them, including Ericsson. Like I said, 50% of women that we have from the campuses are coming from engineering colleges. So all of you have a chance. If you raise your hand and you do well, to come. We work actively on removing biases from the hiring process. We encourage speak up so people can really talk about what help do they need. And we will provide them the help that they're looking for. And we support them throughout the career. So not just when they come into the campus, but even throughout the career, we make the right things happen. So again, all the best to you guys. And you have a
thank you, Priyanka.
Career ahead of us. Thank you so much, Ashish, and thanks, Harsh. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. So, as rightly Priyanka said, Priyanka said, you have, yeah, sure, Saraj.
Oh, sorry, please go ahead. No, you're still asking.
So as Priyanka said rightly, that you have to stay hungry. You have to stay hungry for the knowledge. You have to keep a tab on the evolving scenario, and you have to also learn from what is happening and what are the best practices that is there in the industry. So with all those things, this scholarship again is an opportunity for you to get into that kind of environment, to get support from the pioneering industry leader. That is Ericsson, and be part of their culture wherein women are supported specifically in their roles in their career. So yes, Saharsh, you wanted to add something.
No, you covered it. You covered it. I just wanted to add that this is the tip of the work. Whereas from an Ericsson point of view, which Priyanka was adding, I was only trying to say that we work with school to ensure that there is ICT programs in that, so robotic labs, STEMs, and those kinds of things. That's a bigger chunk. Then there's another chunk of working with students who are undergraduates. But this is our cream, where we actually work with engineering students and try and bring them back into the industry. So I'm very excited that this has been launched today. Last year were very pleasing result, and I believe students who are watching this and intend to apply, I would request them to please apply and get an opportunity to be part of this.
We have already started getting good applications also. Students are participating. It's very encouraging. Now there are some queries also, and Saharsh, I would also request you to please share your answers to those queries where you feel comfortable with. Yeah, so Shruti, we can start.
Yeah, we have received a few queries, and one of the most common queries that we receive is that what happens next once an applicant fills the application form? What is the selection procedure for this scholarship program?
Okay, so, Saharsh, you want to take, or I take this?
No, I actually didn't get the question. So you take the answer.
Applicants are asking what is the next process? What is the next step once an applicant?
Okay, Shruti. So once the application process is over, that is in the first week of November, first or second week of November. So once the application process is over, there is a set of activities that happens. One is that we shortlist basis the key eligibility criteria. So there is a shortlisting is done. After that, the document verification process is taken care of, wherein your documents are cross-checked for the kind of information that you have filled in the application form. Once that is over, then finally a merit list is generated based on the not merit list. It is kind of final list wherein the eligibility criteria and the specific preference, for example, preference for crisis students facing crisis, those things are considered, and then a final list is prepared, and then results are announced. So basically this complete process after the application closure takes around 4 to 8 weeks time, and that is what the timeline is for the announcement of results. And once the results are announced, it takes less than 10 to 12 days to get your scholarship money into your account. Shruti, you are mute.
Sorry. The next question that comes up is the deadline. When is the deadline for this scholarship program this year?
So it's very clearly written. If you go to the scholarship page, so along with all the details, the deadline is written as 7th of November. So actually since the admissions are still this is the second year program, so we actually don't need to wait for any admission process. All the second year admission must have happened by now. So it's you still have 4 weeks time to apply for this scholarship program. 7th November is the deadline for both the programs under this scholarship program.
Okay, so we have received a question from Neha, and she's asking ki she has completed her polytechnic, and now she's currently studying in the 3rd year of computer science engineering.
Correct.
So is she eligible for this scholarship program?
So Shruti, as very clearly mentioned in the eligibility criteria, it's for second year students who are pursuing ICT streams in their engineering, and also for second year MBA students. So anyone who is in 3rd year or 4th year or 1st year, they are not eligible now for applying to this scholarship program.
All right. So with this, I would request Sahash, if you want to add something for the scholars or the applicants.
Any message to all the audience who are watching us here live and who wish to apply for this program.
Yes.
I think the core message is already what Priyanka said. Stay hungry, look for more new technologies, contribute, and it's all in the mind. So try and break it first in your mind and then move forward. So
thank you, Sahash. So we here now we conclude this webinar and with a humble request to all those who are watching us live who are eligible to not just apply for the scholarship program, but also pass on this information to other eligible students or friends who are eligible to apply for this scholarship program. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Shruti, you are mute.
Again, sorry. Thank you, Sahash and Priyanka, for joining, and thank you to the entire team of Buddy for Study who have joined here in the webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to the entire team of Buddy for Study.
Thank you, Sahash. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.